is Jorge Perez. I work for T. Everett Wines, a wine importing company here in New York City, focusing on importing family-owned artisanal producers from around the world. My job is to look for producers from Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, South America that fit this profile. I was born in Chile, born and raised. At the age of 15, I moved here with my family, and I've been here ever since. When I started doing my job 15 years ago to begin bringing wines from Chile, at the time people were just curious with Chile in the sense of just varieties and not really getting into depth of regionality or where the wines were from. So I made it a point of, since I am from Chile, to bring in here producers from different appellations in Chile that fit this profile. People, for the most part, until today, they engage with Chile by saying, I need a Cabernet from Chile or a Sauvignon Blanc, but they don't go into the detail of who's the best producer in the Maipo Valley or who's the best coastal producer. So I've made it a point of seeking these producers that are the best at their craft in these regions. So I've gone to the extent of finding producers like Antillal, which is a really well-known producer in Chile of biodynamic farming, organic certified producer on a very high elevation, 500 meters above sea level in the Andes. Also Domus, which is probably the best Cabernet producer, which we have a bottle right here. Planted in 1965, 900 meters above sea level, focusing predominantly on Cabernet.
49-year-old vines, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're very old vines. And people always say, oh, Chile has great values. I think this wine at $90 on our wine list is still a great value for Chile. I think it stands alone on single vineyard, small production. The winemaker used to make wine at Chateau Pavillon in Bordeaux, a very prestigious house, of course, and making a Cabernet from this very old vineyard in Chile with very high elevation. So it's they're special producers, special people, and that translates into many different parts of the country. So I made it a point of selecting this producer who make very small batches of very special wine from these regions to bring them into New York. It's not necessarily the easiest thing to sell. There's a lot of competition in the wine world, generally speaking, but it becomes maybe a little bit harder when you bring wines from Chile that are of this quality, of this price point as well. But it's fun. It's the wines that people are I think demanding of quality in a market like New York that is very competitive. So,
in my mind, I would say probably Chile and Spain are some of the best values right now in the wine world.
Right. Yeah, and I think with what I just mentioned, I think that translates not necessarily on the inexpensive, but as you go up on the expense scale, that stands true also. So,
but quality as well. You're getting these beautiful, robust flavors. Fruit's still concentrated. You're tasting the terroir.
Absolutely. And I think if you look correctly in the sense of finding the producers who are planting high elevation in the Andes or close to the coast, you're finding these extreme terroirs that are showcased by these people.
What's really turning you on right now, wine-wise?
Wine-wise, well, if I were to be looking in South America, there's a lot of producers that I'm very keen on when they're in very high elevations. So we have something that is gorgeous in Chile, which is called the Andes Mountains. The closer you get to them, the more extreme you get some with temperatures. So you're talking about 85, 90-degree days with 50-degree nights. That's a swing of 40 degrees within only a few hours in the growing season. So that translates into texture, aromas, very good for the skins of Cabernet, Syrah, Carmenere. It gives you a lot of beautiful things. So that's one thing. Spain is the new world of the old world, so to speak. There's new varieties that we're finding out every day. Bobal, Trepat, things that are not the usual Tempranillo or Albarino that most people are exposed to. So yeah, Spain is a lot of fun right now with trends that maybe ones you've never heard of. Albilla, a white wine. Have you heard of Albilla before?
No, I haven't.
No, most people haven't. Even people who are in the wine business haven't. So that's fun. That's fun.
It seems like I was doing a little research on Spain the other day. I think they have more varietals than anywhere else.
It seems that way, and they're coming out. And you know, when you talk to wine buyers and songs here in the city that are exposed to a lot of wines every day, to come with a bottle of wine or with variety that they say to you, wow, I've never had that before, that's in my world, that's very cool. So Spain has that. You know, Chile or Argentina, we have more traditional varieties like Malbec, Cabernet, you know, maybe Cabernet, maybe it's a little bit funkier, but Sauvignon Blanc. So we're not, you know, we don't have varieties that are necessarily unknown to the wine world, but Spain has that surprise factor, I would say. The most regions, you know, try to have. But yeah, it's a lot of fun right now to be selling Spanish wines.
What are one of your favorite wines right now that you'd recommend?
Right now, I've been having a lot of fun with a producer from Spain. He makes a wine called Trepat. The variety is called Trepat. He's in Conca de Barbera, which is not a region that gets a lot of limelight, but it's in the Catalonia region, so not far from Barcelona. It's a variety from Spain that is kind of atypical for most of the things you find from Spain. So it's like light color, low alcohol, nice bright acidity. So that's something that is a lot of fun, particularly for this time of the year. It's more reminiscent of a Pinot Noir or whatnot, but from Spain. Another very, very fun producer that is actually coming into town this week is Juan Antonio Ponce, and he's the king of Bobal. That's how he's referred to in Spain. Bobal is a variety that grows mostly in the Manchuela wine region, but he's made a point of making single vineyard Bobales from some 80-year-old vine, very complex wines, fantastic. And the market is receiving them very well. They're being poured by the glass in many restaurants. So he's somebody that I enjoy showing his wines also. So wonderful. Two fun things from Spain. From Chile, this guy right here, I think is something that gives a lot of talk. From these very, very old wines of Cabernet, single vineyard. The winemaker is the madman in the vineyard and in the cellar. So also very proud to be selling those wines. So.